United lose again to Brighton. I swear to God, guys, it feels like Brighton is Manchester United's boogeyman at Old Trafford. 3-1 Brighton as Manchester United failed to win back-to-back Premier League games all season. Another fun fact, guys, Manchester United haven't kept a clean sheet since that 4-0 victory against Everton, and that is the only clean sheet that they've kept under Ruben Amorim as head coach. Another fun fact, guys, Manchester United only had one shot on target all game. 8 chances on goal, only 1 on target. You can clearly see there is a heap of issues with this squad right now. And today, the athleticism, the physicalness, the 50-50 chances, the second chances, Manchester United was just second to everything. There's really no fight and there's no bite in this team. So as always, we got a lot to talk about. So make sure you hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Here's 5 things we learned, or probably even maybe more. Let's go. Now let's start with the first goal that Manchester United actually conceded. For me, Nazim Mazraoui today was poor. All 3 goals, he had an element of involvement with Manchester United conceding the goal, especially that first and that second goal. That first one, you see in the screenshot here, is just a very disjointed press. I feel like the press improved over the game for Manchester United, and it's actually how the penalty was won. But just in this particular moment, the press is disjointed. One ball from the opponent's third takes out the entire team from the game. Carlos Baleba coming into this, I'm quite familiar with him, and I always knew there was quite some rashness to his game, so I did actually predict that he could maybe give away a penalty. But that ball over the top to Mitoma, and the reason why I'm singling out Mazraoui, but I'm also singling out the centre backs as well, because they are quite high up, guys. They are quite high up. I think it's actually De Ligt, who is quite advanced in that back line, that just allows Minter to just run in behind. Dallow's not tracking him either, so Minter has just heaps of space to run in behind, because the back line is kind of staggered. That's the only way that I could describe what I saw. I feel like the back line was staggered and everybody's in different kind of positions. And when you play like that and when you have a back line like that, it's very easy to get exploited. One ball over the top to Mitoma takes out the entire team, like I said, and then he just cuts it back across goal for Minter to get a goal. The second goal, well, what do I even say? What do I even say? Diogo Dalot and Mazraoui, I'm singling them both out, and I'm also going to mention Onana, but we're going to come to Onana for the third goal as well. That second goal, Diogo Dalot knows that Minter is left-footed. He's heavily left-footed. He's more dominant on his left foot. So what does he do? I wish I had a screenshot, guys. I'll actually see if I can put one in. But he's showing Minter to his left foot. He is literally showing Minter to his left foot. Instead of forcing the opponent onto their weaker foot and maybe force them to hit the byline and try to put a ball across the box, he's allowing him to cut back onto his left foot and put a ball in. Now, I'm singling out as well Mazraoui for this as well, because you need to do better. You have to do better. It's like you are anticipating the ball coming to you and no threat near or around you. Mitoma is breathing down your neck. And with Onana, I just feel like had Onana come out, because I don't think he was that. I always feel like Onana is really glued to his line. I'm going to talk about Onana in the third point, but I feel like a lot of the time he's hesitant, and that 1 second of hesitation can be the biggest difference maker. And I feel like that is an example today. He doesn't have to come out and fully collect, but he could come out and parry it away. That would have been a lot better. But Manchester United conceded another weak goal. My third point leads me to Andre Onana. Andre Onana, unfortunately, always has a mistake in him. As a goalkeeper, unfortunately, I feel like mistakes are a lot more damning, because when you make a mistake, 99% of the time it's leading to a goal. Whereas if a striker makes a mistake, it may be a scuffed chance, misses a one-on-one. It's not the end of the world, because Manchester United can get another chance in front of goal. Well, not all the time, because they don't really create much in front of a goal. But you guys get what I mean. I feel like when you're a goalkeeper, the mistakes you make are a lot more damning. And I'm not going to lie, guys, I actually felt like he was comfortably coming out to collect that ball. So again, that leads to my reference of his hesitation sometimes, or maybe just he's not 100% convincing in that box area, commanding the box, coming out to claim balls. It's just not there. And unfortunately, Manchester United have so many problems in this squad that I don't even know where does goalkeeper rank in terms of the list of priorities. Manchester United spent 50 million on a goalkeeper just 2 windows ago, and now it's looking like they need another goalkeeper. I know that Man United are tracking Zion Suzuki, who they were linked to as an 18, 19-year-old. Now he's got a couple of years of experience in the Italian league. But I just feel like with Andre Onana, the mistakes are always going to be there. I feel like in the early stages of the season, there was definitely some big games he had for Manchester United that I feel like people started to look past potentially what happened last season. But over the last couple of months, those little errors are starting to return and he's starting to cause problems for Manchester United. In a game like today, where it's 2-1 for predominantly most of the game, that 3-1 is that final nail in the coffin, because realistically Manchester United were not going to score one goal, let alone two, to make it a draw. So it is very, very damning. And like I said, Man United have so many issues, unfortunately. But where does goalkeeper rank in those issues? Because I'm starting to think that it's up there with the importance of a left wing back and the importance of a striker. If you don't have confidence in your goalkeeper, then you don't have confidence in the team at all, because you feel like errors are always on the horizon. And number 4, that leads me to my point of athleticism in the team. Today, Brighton just balled out against Manchester United, and like I said, Manchester United and Brighton, it was like at Old Trafford. Brighton is Manchester United's boogeyman. They've come here and won 3 seasons in a row at Old Trafford, and on top of that, just look at the physical, I feel, battle, if you want to say that, in the midfield. I'm looking at Maino and Ugarte, and I have some question marks over their midfield pairing, but it's not mainly down to them. I feel like it's a domino effect of other parts of the team. I feel like the wing backs influence the midfield quite a bit, and unfortunately they have heaps of ground to cover. You can see in the man-to-man press, look how high up De Ligt is, look how high up Ugarte is, look how high up Maino is. Manchester United, when they are pressing the opponent, they are trying to force them to go long with the anticipation of the centre-backs winning the duels or being able to win the second ball. Now, in particular, when I'm talking about Ugarte and Kobbie Mainoo, and we've seen Kobbie Mainoo coming off quite a few times as a substitute, coming on for and Toby Collier coming on in replacement of him, I just feel like with that midfield, there's something lacking there. There is something lacking there, and I can't put my finger on it. When Manchester United come up against more physical teams, teams that have more athleticism in the midfield, teams that have a lot more power and drive, teams that have more technical ability in midfield, I feel like these problems are on show. Ugarte is like I said, he's just a destroyer. His job there is to destroy. But when there is a team that you're coming up against that, even if you try and destroy their possession and you try to break them down, them second chances, they will always be there to kind of redeem it. That's where the problem for me comes up in terms of the midfield. I'm really starting to wonder if Man United need to be out in the market for another midfielder, especially with Casemiro leaving. Christian Eriksen is probably going to leave as well. I'm just not fully sold on this midfield partnership fully. Like, I know, I'm not trying to be reactionary, guys, and I know that there has been some games where they've put in a good performance together, but today is another example of the problems that Manchester United lack. And like I said, there is so many problems in Manchester United's team that I can't really pinpoint it only to the midfield. The wing-backs contribute to the pressure on the midfield. The narrow 10s that Manchester United have with Ahmad and Bruno, that also contributes to a lot of the demand that Manchester United need from their midfielders. So I feel like it is a domino effect, unfortunately. And until Manchester United figure it out, we're just going to have to dog it out in the midfield. And my 5th and final point, well, Manchester United, like I said, only had 8 shots on goal and only 1 on target. And I'm going to be so honest, I don't know if you guys agree with me, Manchester United did not look like they were going to score at any point. That penalty was a lifesaver, and it all comes from positive Manchester United work in terms of the press that kind of forces an error. Carlos Baleba, I always feel like he has that rashness in him to give away a penalty. But outside of that, I didn't feel like Manchester United would score at any given time. Joshua Zirkzee getting a start in the Premier League, and in the first 25-30 minutes, I feel like he did well to link the play. I don't think Rasmus Højlund did much when he came on. Garnacho was, again, a null factor for me coming off the bench. Manchester United's front line, with Anthony potentially leaving to go to Real Betis, Marcus Rashford leaving, Manchester United's front line is so dire. I actually think Man United will set a new record of goals scored for Manchester United in the Premier League this season. Like, speaking, because today's game, there was no moment that I felt like Man United were a threat in the final third. Not at any point. And like I said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. The fact that Manchester United only had 1 shot on goal on target, he had 1 shot on target in an entire 90 minutes, that shows you that there is a problem somewhere. Now, the wing-back situation for me as well is another issue, but we can't sit here and complain every single game after every single game, because we know what the problems are. Manchester United's situation is really, really dire. I really feel like it's quite dire at the moment. And the fact that Ineos, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Omar Barada, whoever it is in charge of this, are holding onto their cash books, holding onto their checkbook, and not going out into the window to provide reinforcements for Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim has made it very clear he is going to work with this team that he has, but I genuinely think that he's getting right now the best out of this team. Now, it's a new league, new system. My biggest issue with this way that Man United are playing, and some of the players are a part of it, is that teams can press Man United in build-up, and it will automatically shift Man United into playing into a back five. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that because you need to attack with numbers, and of course you need to defend with numbers. And I feel like opponents have kind of figured it out now, where if you press today, Matoma, Mintar, Welbeck was dropping into positions for Brighton today, and De Ligt was following, creating huge gaps. Lenny Yoro today shifting across with the back line to create a back five, leaving big gaps that could be exploited. These are the kind of problems that I'm noticing with this back line. And again, I feel like I say it all the time, Man United are far from a finished product. Ruben Amorim himself has said it will take 6 transfer windows for him to get the squad that he needs and the team that he needs to kind of contend. But let's be clear here, guys. Manchester United have not kept a clean sheet since the 1st of December. Today is the 19th of January. The 1st of December, Ruben Amorim's 3rd game. That is the only clean sheet that Manchester United have kept under Ruben Amorim. Manchester United also have not won back-to-back Premier League games at all this season, and we are halfway, or we're past the halfway mark for the season. There are some problems on show, and like, I'm being totally honest with you guys, I don't see it getting better. I genuinely don't. I think there will be games where Man United have a glimpse where they pick up 3 points, but I don't see it getting better on a consistent basis for some time. When Ruben Amorim said we had to suffer and the storm was coming, this is the storm. The storm has turned into a tsunami at this point, and we need to figure it out. But listen, guys, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Manchester United dropped 3 points. Listen, it's all about finishing in a respectful place right now in the Premier League, because I don't see top 4. Please don't talk to me about top 4. Don't talk to me about top 6. Don't talk to me about a European position. It's all about finishing in the most respectable position in the Premier League table right now for Manchester United. All of those other kind of European competitions, let's put that on the back burner for now. But let me know what you thought about today's game. What was the biggest standout for you? For me, I just realised stuff that I always knew. It was nothing really new that we were learning, but there were some particular moments that stood out for me in terms of what the opponent was doing that kind of unsettled Manchester United, unfortunately. But listen, guys, be sure to hit the like button, be sure to subscribe, and comment down below what you thought of the game.